So people are coming in. So yeah, so like I was saying, um, I started using TikTok a lot more. I want to say, was it 2022? Whenever it was that they had like the black girl follow train, that was when I started to use TikTok way more. And one of the reasons why I had joined it and my For You page started to become more of a black girl community. And not and honestly, it wasn't even just the black girl community. Like the black community was the reason why I jumped on the black girl follow train, and that is where most of my following and most of what I'm following on TikTok is from. And I did that because I felt like it was a really, really great way to bridge the gap between all the different types of black people in the diaspora, or all the different types of colored people in the diaspora, because all of us, like, we're so much alike. We have so much similarities. We all pretty much come from the same tribes, but we are um it's just like the plan that they had to divide and conquer. It worked because, like, we're so divided, and we're all separated by all these different type of country flags, and it really does sometimes feel like it's a gang. Like, if you notice, on my TikTok, up here, right here, you see my name is Camille, and you see the Grenadian flag right there. And at the top on my Instagram, you see Spice Girl and the Grenadian flag right there. And the thing, like, in the Caribbean, even though, like, all of our countries, we really are one people. We all come from, like, the same tribes of black people and stuff. But sometimes, just like having your flag, like how I have my flag and other people have their flag, it starts to feel like, okay, this is the Grenadian gang over here, this is the Jamaican gang over there. And they really did a good job at dividing us in these different parts of the world, representing a flag. And you should really see how, when people hold their flag, how they're so the patriotism can easily turn negative when people are become very territorial, and people defend where they are from, and they really forget that they're looking at another brother or sister of the same tribe, or the same color, of the same race, you know and it's so easy to have everybody against each other. And that's essentially what happened too with black Americans, black Caribbeans, and other blacks around the world. Is like everybody just acts like they're not all one, when they really are. If you're black and you agree, you could like the live. Yeah. If you're black and you agree, tap tap. um or you can comment and let me know if you agree as well, right? So that was one of the reasons why, I became more active on TikTok. It was to join the black community more around the world, because I felt like Instagram didn't really have that kind of it maybe the algorithm, the math just wasn't mathing in order to be able to do that, right? So I was able to find more, black people on TikTok to connect with, not just from the Caribbean, but also different parts of the world. And it was important to me, especially too, as a Caribbean music artist. I want to expand my community, and I want to expand my support outside of the Caribbean. And one thing that a lot of people know about me is that even though I'm a music artist, I am a different type of person. I'm not this kind of person that wants to be idolized. I'm not this kind of person that wants to be seen as a celebrity. Even though I'm very, very well known in my country, I move very normal. I am very, 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 very humble. And, if you see me, you'd never know that I'm, basically like a celebrity in my country. But I move very, very, very normal on purpose because that's when I think about my spirituality and how much I worship God. I don't want anybody worshiping me or idolizing me like I am a God. It is okay to admire someone's talent. You could listen to my music. This is my Instagram page. I have a lot of music and I have nice music, and it's okay to admire someone's music. It's okay to admire someone's talent, but I just don't think that it's okay to idolize them. You know, you can see here, like in my picture here, sometimes some people will look this and be like, oh my gosh, this looks so pretty, like, and they would idolize this type of look. And I don't think that that's okay. You know, I think that it's great to admire it and say, you look lovely. But seeing celebrities on stage, like you have Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and they look nice. It's okay to admire it, but it shouldn't be idolized. It shouldn't be that when you see this person, you're acting like you've met Jesus for the first time. Thank you, Elijah, for liking the live. I really, really appreciate it. It's not recorded. This is actually live. TikTok live is back in the United States. So this is my first live back on TikTok after the 12-hour ban in the United States, right? Um, yeah, so like I was saying, it's not okay to when you walk up to these people, your heart starts racing. You're like, oh my God, like it's really you in the flesh. Oh my goodness, like, when you meet people like Beyonce and Rihanna, like I feel like it's actually a sin to behave like that. Thank you so much for the compliment, Elijah. Thank you so much. You know, and so it would make me very uncomfortable for when people meet me to be like, oh my goodness, it's really you. You're that celebrity. Oh my God. Like, I don't want people, you know, groveling at my feet like that. It feels wrong. I'm not a God, and I'm not God. Um, am I a part of God? Am I a representation like God created me? Yes. But should you idolize me in that godly way? No, no, you should not. Okay, and music is something that should be normal to everyone. It should be accessible to everyone. Music is like medicine. you know it's like medicine, and music is almost free, to be honest with you, even though there's still certain ways that you still have to pay for music. It's damn near free, right? And I feel like music is a part of healthcare, and the same way we all feel like healthcare should be free. It's a talent that, like I said, it should be admired, but it shouldn't be idolized. And people feeling really terrible about themselves if they're not being treated like a Beyonce or a Michael Jackson is really, really sad. It's really sad. Like, no one should be looking for validation from the rest of the world. And looking at the top of their screen. Like, if you look on my Instagram, I have 4,500 followers, and people will see that and be so sad and be like, oh my goodness, I wish it was 4.5 million and not 4.5, thousand, and they beat themselves up. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like social media, because of how detrimental it became to the mental health of everybody, just trying to be the next big thing, or trying to be on top of the world, or trying to be seen, or trying to go viral. And it turned into this like thing where everybody is like, they spend every living waking moment of their day trying to figure out how to become famous or how to be seen or how to be validated on social media. And I noticed that because all of the ads that you see on every single social media platform is all about how to become better at social media. And it's because the creators of the social medias, they want to keep you using the app. They want to keep you on the phone using the app. Like right now, I'm on my phone using the app to generate, money for them. And yes, there's ways for you to make money too. But I feel like it's become so detrimental to the human race to spend every living waking moment of your day trying to figure out how to go viral or how to make it on social media. Is very sad. It's very sad. So I pride myself in the fact that I don't really care to be idolized, and that I don't really care to be placed upon this pedestal. I share myself with the world in a way that I feel like I want to, what's the word? Sometimes when you're looking for answers, or you're looking for a form of support in reality around you, sometimes there is nobody to really teach you what you should do. And I like the internet for the teaching aspect of it. That's what I like. And I feel like we were all placed here on earth to help each other and teach each other through certain situations. And so that's why out of all the social media apps, YouTube will always be my favorite app. Okay. Your Highness invites you to co-host. Okay. Like I was saying, YouTube would always be my favorite app. And for those 12 hours that TikTok was down, I just went back. First of all, I use YouTube more than I use TikTok. I use YouTube more than I use any app, because YouTube is Google. Like YouTube is Google's video form of Google browser, basically. Like if you want to know anything, the same way you think to yourself, like, what does this mean? Or how do I do it? Or how do I do that? All of us, we go on what? Google. Because it's like the number one search engine to use. And if you want to learn something visually, we go to YouTube. And so the 12-hour ban honestly wasn't really going to bother me. Well, it wasn't. I didn't know it was going to be a 12-hour ban. We thought it was a little bit more permanent or longer than that. But it didn't bother me too much, because I was like, okay, I'll just go watch YouTube. And I'll just, everything that I was posting on TikTok, I'll just start posting it on YouTube. I already do post on YouTube. My YouTube channel is called The Real Camille. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, you could go to The Real Camille and follow me on YouTube, right? But YouTube is my favorite app because I like to learn, and YouTube teaches me a lot. And there's so much that I wouldn't know, and so much that has helped me out in life. And everything that I do, I pretty much learn on YouTube. Everything that my parents didn't teach me, everything that I didn't learn in school, I learn on YouTube. If you agree, and you could like the live if YouTube has taught you a lot. I remember YouTube became a thing when I was, I believe, 10 years old. And it was mostly a platform that, they were using to post music. And that's where we would go to watch, like, music videos and stuff like that. After, if you weren't watching MTV on the TV, YouTube was that place where you went on the internet to watch music videos. And then people started posting, like, funny content, like videos that you would normally see on TV on America's Most Funniest Videos. People started posting those sorts of things on YouTube. And then it became a platform for, other talents to be, get discovered, before people started to post like more lifestyle content and more teaching content, and by the time people started to post more lifestyle teaching and tutorials, I believe I was around the age of 13 and 14, where I was learning how to take care of myself as a young lady at home. you know, so it went hand in hand. And YouTube really helped me, you know, throughout my transition from my childhood into adulthood. YouTube was definitely, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, your village is more than just your mom and your dad and your teachers at school and your family members and friends and relatives. The village also includes the TV. And now that we have social media, the village raising your child also includes social media. You know, and YouTube became a part of my village, raising me, between my childhood in you know, transitioning from my childhood into my adulthood. Okay. And you know, that's why I just feel like YouTube would never, you know, in my opinion, YouTube could never die. You know, YouTube would never go anywhere. And so if TikTok was going anywhere, YouTube is my thing. You could like the live if you agree. I use YouTube every single day because YouTube is Google. I use Google every single day. You know, so I I would prefer to put myself out there the way that God intended for us to be out there for each other, which is to help each other, to use each other, to grow with each other and preserve the earth together and teach each other everything that we know to better the lives of the human race, right? And so that is the reason why I put myself out there, to just, you know, be myself and be who I am and share my life experiences, because you never know who is on the other side of your phone looking at you and listening to you, and you are impacting, influencing, and you could be making a positive impact or a negative impact on that person's life. But so long as they're listening to you right now, you are having somewhat of an impact on them. You know, and that's just facts. You guys are watching me. You guys are looking back at me. And, you know, even if you're looking for 2 seconds, you know, a piece of me went with you. You heard my voice. You know, a piece of me went, and that's just the truth. You know, that's just the truth. Even if it's one sentence you heard me say, you took that with you when you looked and left. You might have learned something. You may not have. It may have impacted you. It may have influenced you. It might have triggered you. It may not have. That's just life. You know? And yeah. So taking it back to why I decided, okay, even though I love YouTube so much, why do I also want to use TikTok? Right? Again, I found, I guess it was an easier access to the Black community, to bridge the gap. Me being a Caribbean American, me being a first generation American born Caribbean person from Grenada, obviously, because you see the flag up in my bio. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is right there, by the way. It's Camille Claudette, right? And yeah, I've always just wanted to connect closer to my people. And so I got excited to join TikTok for that reason. And the people that you come across on here can really change your life. And you never met that person in person, but just following them and joining the community can really change your life. And there's quite a couple of people that I follow on here that are such great positive influences in my life, and you know, just enlightening me in such a great way, that is the part that I was going to miss about TikTok. Okay. So one of my favorite things about, you know, being able to freely post on social media is that you can reach people and you can help people and people can help you. And I could never say that I hate social media. And I'm going to give you a story as to why I could never, ever, ever say that I hate social media. All right. So I'm gonna share with you a piece of what happened to me most recently. So this summer, I went back home to Grenada. I went with my baby. And shortly after, thank you, Talia, for liking the live. Hi, I'm so happy to be back on TikTok, Talia, to see you back on here because I enjoy watching you all the time. Girl, I was gonna miss you. I was gonna miss you. But actually I think I have you on Instagram though. But TikTok is where, we're more compelled to post more every single day. Instagram is not as motivating as TikTok. But I have you on Instagram, girl. So I was gonna come looking for you if this TikTok thing was gonna be, banned for too long. Right. But I'm just here sharing a little snippet of a story of what happened to me this past, and I posted a little bit about it. I think on my page, people, if you go on my page, you guys would see the news clip. I was on the news. I went viral because of what happened to me and my family. And that's why I said I could never hate social media, because social media came through for me and helped me when me and my family really, really needed it. Because of social media, I was able to raise $70,000 to save my daughter's father's life. And so many people now are reaching out to me to ask me if I could help them raise those types of money. And I am going to talk more about it on my YouTube channel, because I feel like I want to post like a more long form content video on exactly what happened and what I did, and how social media helped me, how I went viral, how I was able to get $70,000 in only 7 days. And I'm gonna post about it. I'm gonna post about it. But I just want people to understand how important social media is, because I really felt for those people. Like, I saw a lot of people posting content about like, oh, what am I going to do? TikTok makes me so much money. And I felt where they were coming from. I felt where they were coming from. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the back story, and then I'll give you guys my YouTube channel, because again, a lot of people have been asking me if I could help them. And I'm still very, very overwhelmed with what happened. I have a lot of advice to give. And a lot of it has to do with manifestation. And, and whoever wants to believe in that, believe in that. If you don't, you don't. But a lot of it has to do with manifestation. Okay? So I'm going to get into the story. So quick synopsis of what I'm talking about. I am talking about how I raised 70,000 US dollars in GoFundMe in 7 days. Okay. A lot of people come to me and tell me, oh, Talia sent a gift and I didn't even catch that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the rose. I didn't even catch that. Sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah. So many people are like, they went on my page. They saw the GoFundMe. They saw that I surpassed the goal. It went up to $72,000. And so many people are like, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? And I never really realized how rare it actually is. Like, people feel like it's it's like a once in a lifetime thing, or like it's not every day that people hit their GoFundMe goals or hit a goal of a certain amount of money that they wanted to raise or make. Okay. And the same strategy that I use to hit this goal is the same strategies that people use when they're trying to sell something. So, making money, whether you're selling an actual product or whether you are selling knowledge or whether you are in order to make money you have to sell something. And fundraisers are the same exact thing. It's selling something. um you might not, the person buying might not be getting an actual product back, a physical product back, but they are still getting something out of the money that they gave to you. Okay? So even like I said, even if it's a fundraiser, it's still making money is about selling something. All right? And if you have to do a fundraiser, you have to sell your fundraiser. Okay? Are you receiving free money? Yes. Did you work for it? Yes, you do have to work for it, because you can't just put a fundraiser out and expect for the fundraiser to work for you. You have to work. You have to put in your work in order for that fundraiser to go somewhere. So the money that you receive back from the fundraiser, you did work for it. Anything that you did in order to push that fundraiser, you worked your ass off. And this past summer, I worked my ass off to raise $70,000 in 7 days. I worked my ass off, and I'm still very, very drained. And actually, I'll give you the story. It has left me so traumatized. It has left me so traumatized. If you look at my face, my skin is very close to my bones. I'm known for having a fat face. So a lot of people, especially my sister, keeps on bothering me every single day about it, because you could tell in my face that I have lost so much weight due to stress. You could tell in my face I've lost so much weight due to stress. All right. You know when they say more money, more problems? It's very true. All right. All right. So how I was able to make $70,000 in 7 days. Here's the story. Okay. So I leave the United States and I go to Grenada with my baby with the intention of staying for 6 months. Okay. And Hurricane Beryl takes place, completely destroys the island where my daughter's father is from. And he's a carpenter. And a lot of people started to call upon him to come home and fix the, build back. All right. He goes home. Make a long story short, he goes on top of a roof of a broken, building, of course, damaged building. Long story short, he falls off the roof, ends up in the hospital with a traumatic brain injury, and just several complications. Okay, I get a phone call from his mom. She's in the United States, and we're in Grenada. Get a phone call. He's about to be transported, from one island to the next. You need to go to the ambulance to meet him, and he's headed to the hospital, and she doesn't really know what the situation is. I get there. I'm not gonna hold you. He looked like he was dead, and I was literally shaking until I saw him moving, right? But make a long story short, he ends up suffering traumatic brain injury. He had multiple swellings in his brain. He had a fractured skull. He fractured the whole left side of his face. He broke his hip, and he goes into the hospital. He literally vomiting up blood right in front of me. When I mean to tell you that I am still very traumatized and having nightmares when I go to sleep, because he was literally looked like, first he looked like he was dead right in front of me, and then he sat up and was vomiting up blood in front of me, like loads and loads of blood, and his face was just discombobulated. Okay, I had to see this with my own eyes. So that's the first trauma that was there. But I didn't cry. I held my composure, and I talked to him, and I made sure that he was able to talk and stuff like that. And once he was able to talk, I started to pray, and I was like, he's going to be fine. Now, make a long story short, because I need to get to the point about how I got to the $70,000 in 7 days. He then goes into the ICU. And, the doctors, they start talking about what the possible treatment might be for his traumatic brain injury. Is he going to need surgery? Now, being that the healthcare in Grenada, they lack resources. The type of surgery that he needed, they could not perform in the hospital. They definitely, if they had tried, it was not going to be successful. He had a whole broken hip. When his hip broke, his leg actually punched through the socket and entered into his abdomen. So now he had his foot in his stomach, and this type of heavy surgery, Grenada was not going to be able to handle that. So now I had to figure out, how the hell am I going to medically evacuate him out of the country and back to the United States in, just a matter of days, because his injuries were they were going to be fatal. When I went to the radiology lab, got his x-rays, and, by the looks of what the doctors, were seeing and saying, he was going to die. Okay. And his days were numbered. And so, after contacting, my family, and they contacted the medical air ambulance with a quote, and the quote was $64,000. And my poor colored backside has never seen $64,000 in my hands ever. I'm not rich. I wasn't born with a gold spoon in my mouth, and I did not have that kind of money. Neither did his family. Neither did he have that kind of money to be able to pay a private plane $64,000 to fly from Grenada to the United States. All right. So my only solution was going to be GoFundMe. We did not have travel insurance, and the United States Embassy could not help him because he is not a United States citizen. So I'm like, okay, well, how the heck do I get damn near $70,000 in a matter of days, because he is dying and I need the $70,000 to help save his life? Right? Now, anybody could just go on GoFundMe and say, hey guys, this is what happened. I need $70,000. And then you post it on social media, and you just keep resharing the link and resharing the link. And you know what's going to happen? People see that and they scroll right past it. They read the story and go, oh my God, this sounds really sad. I hope he gets all the help that he needs, but I don't have a dollar. I don't have nothing to give them. Sorry. Okay. And I know that because I've been there. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of GoFundMe stories out there where people need help. But guess what? We all can't be, Captain Save the Day for everybody and shed our $1 or $5 out to everybody. And you can't even help yourself. How are you going to help other people? And immediately I said, I got to come to TikTok, because TikTok is where I have access to not just my community, but people all over the world. And TikTok pushes out the content very fast. Thank God for this algorithm. TikTok was a part of saving my daughter's father's life. So, of course, I was sad to see it go. But I use other social media platforms as well. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I posted it everywhere. Not only that, but we reshared the link, texting it to other people. But when, again, a GoFundMe link is, you leave it up to people to decide whether they're going to click it or not. And 9 times out of 10, people don't just click a GoFundMe link and be like, oh, I feel like being generous today. Let me go on GoFundMe and see who I'm going to help today. I just feel like giving people free money today. No one does that. No one does that. I had to sell my story like a product. I had to market. And because I'm a music artist, and if you see, I market myself very well. If you look at the colors and the creativity that I do in my photo shoots, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I now had to market. I had to sell and market in order to raise this money. And I had to put in a lot of work to do so. So my first step was, how am I going to word my story in a way for people to fully understand exactly what happened and why I need $70,000 like tomorrow, ASAP. I had to make sure that you guys understand that every second that goes by on the clock, he might take his last breath, and I am in need of your help. And so I had to make the public feel me, not hear me and not just see me, but feel me. Feel me. And so I sat down and I used my emotions, my realness and my rawness to write down my story, to write down his story, to write down exactly what happened to him. Okay. And so I sat down at 2:00 in the morning, crying, and while begging God to please spare his life. And I used every single emotion within me, with the talent of me being a good writer, to properly use the proper pronouns, nouns, and adjectives and imagery to give you guys the exact story of what was going on, so that as you read it, you feel like you are there with me. And that is not something that everyone is able to do. Not everybody can pick up a pen and a paper and write a proper sentence. And not everybody can pick up a pen and paper and write a whole paragraph explaining things with crisp imagery and in proper English for people to understand. So understand that when I wrote the bio, I had to use my work. I had to put in work, and I had to use my talent, and I had to use my knowledge, and I had to use my intelligence. I had to use my expertise in writing an article. And I did that. And if you notice, I write exactly how I speak. I speak with a lot of eloquence. I speak with a lot of intelligence. I speak with a lot of intellect. Sometimes I've seen GoFundMes where I'm reading this and I'm like, who wrote this? You have to know how to be short and to the point to keep people's attention while getting the full story on there. And I was able to do that. So I put in my work. That's number one in telling my story. The second thing I had to do was now put a visual to my work. Who is the person that I'm talking about? What about them? Who is it affecting? So I had a picture of him and, you know, his kids and our kid. That's his family. His children are his family. They literally came from him. And this is about them. That's their dad. And we're fighting to save him, not only for his sake, but for their sake. Is it affecting me as their mom, as a mom? Yeah. But it was more important to me to put a picture of him and the kids, because we are fighting for him and them, and for them to have their dad in their lives. They're so young and they deserve to see him make it out alive, to continue raising them and having an impact on their lives. Me, I'm already grown. His mom, his sister, his brothers, the family, they're already grown. It really wasn't about them. But you see those kids, they needed their dad. And it was about them. And this is where marketing comes in. If you want people to feel you and understand you, you have to know how to market. And my cousin said, let's just put a picture of him by himself. I said, hell no. We're not just going to put a picture of him by himself looking like, you know, who does he have to care about him? His family. That's who we're fighting for. Who is his family? His children. We're fighting for him and we're fighting for his children. That's why he needs to stay alive. He has a 9-month-old baby to live for. And she needs her dad. And so, again, I put in my work. I put my brain. This is all while being traumatized. This is all while I just left the hospital. He's vomiting up blood. He is disoriented. He doesn't even remember my name. I'm traumatized, but still had the strength to use my brain and say, no, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to write this out and I'm going to use this picture, and I am going to scream at the top of the mountaintop, I need help now. He's going to die. These babies need your help. Okay? And I did that. Okay? Step 3, we put the GoFundMe out. You share the link out. That's not enough. Now you have to sell the product. Now you have to market the product. Now you have to promote the product. How do you make money? How do you? By selling something. If you don't have anything to sell, how are you going to make money? You have to sell something. What is the product? The product is the story. We have to sell the story to raise the money, because he's going to die. Okay? So selling involves marketing, promotion, and I did that. I marketed my story. I promoted my story. I went to social media. I started to post videos. And then I reached out to influencers. I shared my videos to pages of influencers in the community who have larger followings than mine. You see, my following is only 4,500. I want to big up Marquise. He's very big in the Caribbean community, and he posted a video for me and on behalf of my family, sharing our story that got 25,000 views. 25,000 views alone could have helped us get $25,000 right there. If each of those $25,000, if each of those 25,000 people gave us $1, that was $25,000 right there. And I know that a lot of the anonymous donations came from social media. A lot of the anonymous donations came from TikTok, came from Instagram, came from Facebook, from people that I don't even know. And this is why I could never hate social media. I could never hate social media, because you guys saved my daughter's father's life. I could never hate social media. So big up to Marquise because he posted that video that got 25,000 views, which could have, like I said, $1 per person of those 25,000 could have got us $25,000 right there. You understand? Now, we did have some people in the community from our country who were dropping $100 donations, $500 donations. There were 2 entities. The largest donation that we got was $1,050 from a group of nurses, an organization of nurses that came together and collected donations as a group. And they were able to deposit $1,050 out of 70,000. Our largest donor was $1,050, and then another person donated $1,000. Then we had a couple, maybe about 2 or 3 people that donated $500. But all in all, that would have been roughly about $5,000 that we got from like those people who were able to drop large amounts of money. But it was the smaller dollars that added up that took the cake. Those people who dropped a 20 there, a 50 there, a $10 there, those added up. And that came from you guys. And that's why I would never stop thanking the supporters on the internet. Gratitude is a must. You may not hear or see his family come forward. Marquise, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you. It's like your ears were ringing. I was just talking about you. And I was telling the people how grateful I am for you. And just how, oh God, you helped me so much. You helped me so much, Marquise. And thank you so much for the gift and the badge. Thank you so much. But I was just telling the people when I got the quote from the air ambulance, there's going to be $64,000, my heart almost sunk. And I said, how am I going to get $70,000 in just a matter of days? And Marquise, when you posted that video that got 25,000 views, I was just telling the people, 25,000 people look at something. And if they all just put $1, that's $25,000 right there. Marquise, you played a huge part in saving my daughter's father's life. I want to cry. Because you played your part in our community. You played your part in our community, and you did what I feel like, what everyone should do. You could donate. If you can't donate, share, repost, do something when someone is crying for help. And you did that for me. You used your platform. You had a higher following than me, and that's what I like to see. People who have a higher following than me, you did what you knew what was right. And I want to thank you so much. I would never stop thanking the people. I would never stop thanking the people because no one has any idea the trauma that I had to go through witnessing this guy. His face a mess. His head was swollen, eyes bloodshot red, vomiting up blood in front of me, disoriented. Every time he wakes up, he look at me like I'm a stranger. And now it's, God is so good. God is so, so, so good. That he's up, he's walking around, he's in the kitchen cooking food, he's washing dishes, he's watching TV, he's talking to me and laughing and cracking jokes, and no one understands how great that feels. So I'm really, really, really happy about that because, you know, when he was in the hospital, he was very down, you know. He he was very sad, you know. There, you know, before his eyes were able to fully open up, and you know, he would complain that he couldn't see me out of this eye, and he can't hear, and he can't this, and he can't that, and all the I can'ts that he was telling me have just turned into now he can do it all, you know. And it's truly a blessing, and God truly has designed our bodies in such a magical way to be able to repair itself and heal itself back. You know, sometimes you see people with a big old swelling and you go, whoa. And then when you see it all go down, you're like, wow, that's magic. That is real magic. That's why God is magical to me. That is real magic. When you see something that happened get erased like it was never even there, that's magic. Oh, yeah. Okay. So like I was saying to the people, I've been having a lot of people asking me for help and, you know, saying that their GoFundMe has been stagnant for months, or their GoFundMe has been stagnant for a whole year. And they're so shocked at how fast I was able to get help for him and raise $70,000 in just 7 days. And it takes work. Social media is a great help. It is a great help. But whenever you're selling something, you have to market it, you have to promote it, and that is how you sell it. Okay? So I did my marketing and promotion, and then advertisement. And Marquise stepped in and helped to advertise what I was selling in order to raise that money. It's a fundraiser, but the idea of making money comes from you have to have something to sell. Money is not made without having something to sell. If you have nothing to sell, you have no money to make. It's a give and take. Okay? And you have to put in your work. And, oh, trust me, I'm still dealing with the trauma of persons who are negative and turning a blind eye to the amount of work that I had to put in, and have been very, very ungrateful to the amount of work and the energy that I had to put in to doing this. Okay, it's very traumatizing to me to even know that after everything that I did, there are some ungrateful people around me. You guys have no idea. You guys would be so shocked if you knew that after I did this for this family, there's been a lot of ungratefulness. Okay, so I'm explaining the type of work, the amount of work. It's not easy. It's not easy, and not everyone can do it. Not everyone has the expertise. Not everyone has the talent. Not everyone has the intellect. Not everyone has the emotional intelligence to be able to do it. And I did. Okay? I put in my work. And that's one thing that Damien did not fail to let people know in that hospital. He was laying down in that hospital and people came to me and they said, I just came from seeing him and he told me, you see that girl, that girl of mine, she puts in her effort. I said, he told you that? They said, yep, he told me she knows how to put in her effort, and I know she's not playing. Okay? I put in my effort. So, again, you have to promote it. You have to market it. You have to advertise it if you want it to sell, or else you're not making any money. And I wasn't willing to let him die. No. And God was on my side, and it took a lot of manifestation. So after that, again, the advertising, influencers helped with the advertising. So $25,000, 25,000 views from Marquise video. And you had other influencers as well who were reposting my videos to their stories. And I never used the fact that I was a soca artist or an upcoming celebrity or anything like that in order to do this. So I don't want anybody saying that, oh, it was so easy for me because I'm well known. Well known or not, I had to put in work to raise that money. All right. I then went to the media. I went to GBN. Thank you, GBN. Big ups to GBN. I then went to the media to broadcast the story. That's another form of advertisement. And it hit people and it touched people and the money was raised. The donations poured in. You cannot be scared to be real and share. And this is why I pride myself. I like coming on social media looking like a mess, because you know that it's real. That I didn't get dressed up for this. I didn't make sure my hair and my edges were laid and my makeup was done, and I'm not putting on a show. This is not an act. This is real life. This is real life. I don't have time to waste my Monday in the hospital dying, and I ain't gonna stand up putting on makeup and this and that to come and tell you guys. I don't have time for that. This is real life shit. Okay? So I pride myself in being real, so you know what's up. You know it's real. You know it's real. It ain't no scam. This is real. Right? So I got up in the morning and I'm like, let me show y'all how real this is. That he really is in the hospital. Because, people were like, well, we want to see a picture or a video of him laying down in the hospital. Now y'all going too far. But I'm up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm making him breakfast and I'm going to show you guys what I'm making. And I showed myself walking to the hospital. This is no scam. This is real shit. It was in my stories. I just got to the hospital. You guys see me walking up the hospital steps. We're going to drop off his breakfast for him. All right? So the people were with me and the people felt me. And even if it was $1, even if it was $5, I saw people who I went to school with when I was 5 years old that I forgot they even existed. My videos, my story reached people that I went to school with when I was 5 years old that I have no idea which part of the world they're even at right now. And they donated. People I went to school with when I was 5 years old. They donated. I saw their names. I recognized their names. And I thank you guys so much. People I went to high school with, I saw your names. I saw every single name. Thank you guys so much. You guys have no idea what I've been through in the last 6 months, well, in the last 12 months alone. And why I look like such a hot mess. I look back at my pictures and I'm like, where the hell did my beauty go? I am exhausted. And my work is still not over. It's still not done. It's still not done. I got my baby to see after. My work is still not over. Right? But yeah. It was a lot of work. I'm still traumatized. I'm still reliving it. I'm currently going to therapy because there's so much more to the story that you guys have no idea about. And who do I have to turn to share what's bothering me? Who do I have to turn to share what's choking me? The trauma that I've been through is not just having to see him in that condition, but also the reactions of the people, the gaslighting, certain treatments from the family. I'm going through a lot. And I'm still trying to stay strong because you guys have no idea what I'm going through. All right. And so I'm coping. I'm going to therapy and I'm trying my best to hold my composure because not cracking is an art in itself. Not having a meltdown, not breaking down after everything people have put you through is really an art in itself. My strength comes from God. Because I could have broken down a long time ago. And I could even break down in front of you right now. I had a nightmare about it down to last night. I am dealing with, it's almost like a post-traumatic stress or a post-traumatic anxiety. I don't even know what to call it. And you know what? I would have been dealing with some form of stress either way. If he didn't make it, I would have been an emotional mess. I would have been a wreck. Having to continue on raising my baby on my own because her dad just died. He survived it, and I'm still an emotional wreck. I'm a mess, but I'm trying my best. All right? I'm getting a lot of DMs, a lot of messages, and people who know me also have called me and texted me and said, girl, I need you to help me with a fundraiser. And I almost feel like it's so unfair. But at the same time, I can't blame them. I can't blame them for feeling like, oh my God, girl, help me. But at the same time, I feel like I'm drained enough. I want to be left alone, but then I don't want to be left alone. I want to be left alone for the right reasons. And so I said, you know what? We were all put on this earth to help each other. And if I know how to do something, and if I was successful with doing something that other people want help and want to be successful with too, I can help you. And instead of me going to help people individually, I can just put out a YouTube tutorial or, something to teach people how to sell a product or a fundraiser. So if you feel like your GoFundMe or your fundraiser or whatever it is has been stagnant and you are in awe of how I was able to raise $70,000 in 7 days, I will release a YouTube tutorial on exactly how it was done. Please do keep in mind that the story itself does matter. The story has a huge part to play because this was a life and death situation, and people do sympathize more with the fact that someone is dying. So that did have a huge part to play in it. It will be taken more seriously than someone who is just trying to raise funds to develop a business, or someone who's trying to raise funds to buy a car or whatever. Saving someone's life, people do see that as more important than giving you money towards a material thing. So please do take that into consideration, that healthcare is prioritized more than raising funds to buy a material thing. But for everyone that has been asking me for help and reaching out to me for help and saying they've never seen a GoFundMe shoot up so fast, or they've never seen a fundraiser shoot up so fast, and so many people are asking for my assistance, and I'm only one person, and I already feel so drained, and I already have so much on my plate. I will put in the work to film a tutorial for you guys and post it on my YouTube channel for you guys to take that and apply it to your own story. In the meantime, you could follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle right here, Camille Claudette _ Okay. And I will post some shorts on here as well when I develop when I shoot the video and post it on YouTube, and I'll share it here on TikTok as well to help you guys learn how to have a successful fundraiser campaign. You have to market it, you have to promote it, you have to advertise it, and that's how you're going to sell it. Okay? That's the only way you can make money. You have to sell. Okay? And that's just a fact. And if you are selling truth, then your sales are going to skyrocket. Right? If it's fake, it's going to work against you. You're going to lose a lot more than you gain. So sell something that's real, and you will see the return. You will see the value. You will see it in the return. Invest your time, your effort, and your expertise, and you will see the return on investment. Okay? I put my heart and soul and my sweat and tears into doing what I had to do. It was not easy. And you have to post every single day. The first day that the link went out, we only had $345 within the first 24 hours. It only had $345 because why? People were just resharing the link. And as soon as I started to post videos, we gained $8,000 in 12 hours. As soon as I started to post videos. So thank you to everybody on TikTok. All the people who donated anonymously on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, every single social media platform. Thank you to all the internet donors all around the world. Thank you to everyone in the community as well. Thank you to everyone from the Karaku community as well who did their part. I will never stop saying thank you because I'm reliving this. It's still fresh to me. You know, some ignorant people will be like, shut up already. It happened already. Stop talking already. I'm still living it. I'm still experiencing this. He's still on the crutches. He's still on crutches. I'm still experiencing this. I'm still taking care of my baby mostly by myself because her dad is injured. So don't tell me to shut up. That's insensitive. Stop talking about it already. Let it go. Who the fuck do you think you are? No more videos. Stop talking about it. Fuck off. You know, be more sensitive. It's like I'm grieving in a way. You know what I mean? He's still here, but I'm still going through it. When someone just lost a family member or someone just lost someone, you don't tell somebody that after 2 months they should just get over it already. Who the hell do you think you are? And so, no, I'm not over it yet. And neither is he. We still talk about it every single day. We're still traumatized. So that's my response to the negative people. All right. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. Everyone that keeps asking me to help them with GoFundMe and saying how proud of me they are and asking me, wow, oh my God, like, how'd you do that? I really did not know it was so rare. You know, people made such a huge deal out of what I was able to do. And I really did not know the value and the extent of what I did until you guys were like, oh my God, you did that? 70,000? How? And by the way, for any negative people, I heard there was some negative people trying to say, like, why would a plane be that much? Yes. If you want, you could call up an air ambulance company yourself and find out their price. Call them and ask them how much they charge to fly to a foreign island and pick up a sick patient with a team of nurses and medical equipment. And they'll tell you their price. It could be sometimes up to 100,000 or more, depending on how far they have to come pick up that patient from and where they're taking them to. It could be $100,000 for a private medical ambulance to medically evacuate a patient. It costs bread. And GoFundMe takes a percentage from your donations for using their platform. They take 2.9 to 3% of every individual donation. So every penny of that $72,000 that was raised on GoFundMe was given to the air ambulance, and GoFundMe took their cut, and we don't even have a penny left back from that money because I did not ask for anything extra than what was needed for the medical evacuation. This was not a money grab. This was not a money scheme. This was not, let me see if I could get rich and be able to use the leftover money to do my hair or my nails or pay for a vacation or whatever. No, honey. I didn't ask for a penny extra than what we needed. And the money was spent and the money is gone. Yep. I didn't need $70,000 to go, you know, like I just want some money, like I'm just begging to buy a designer bag or whatever. No. All the money went to the plane, and the remaining funds or whatever, the GoFundMe took their cut and we don't have a penny left back from that. So I don't want nobody thinking we made money off of the fundraiser. No. No. We still are a regular low income family living in Brooklyn in a little ass apartment. We ain't rich. We ain't see nothing back. So don't think for a second. Okay. But yeah, for people asking, a lot of people have been jumping in my DMs and texting me and calling me and asking me to help them create a GoFundMe and raise money for this and that and that. I cannot extend myself out to help every single person who all of a sudden wants to be able to raise large amounts of monies. I'm not going to do that. But I can create, like I said, a tutorial, and I will post it up on YouTube for you to follow along with, to learn how to market, promote, advertise, and sell your fundraiser. That I can do. I can teach you everything that I did. And you can take that and apply it to your story. Please do not reach out to me and ask me to tell your story for you. And even if you did, that's your business. You did what you needed to do to help him. Yes, that is very true. That is very, very true. But people are negative. They want to say stupidness. So I clear the air. I clear the air. They don't even know. We don't right now. He's not going to be working for a long time. I lost my job because of this, and I'm still waiting to be reinstated. Okay? And I still didn't beg for any extra money. We are seeing our way on our own. We knew what the cause was for, and the money went to that, and that's that. Right? But yeah. Exactly. Everybody helped out of the goodness of their heart. So yeah, I'm telling people reaching out to me, asking me to talk for you and share your story for you. I cannot do that. I can only speak for myself. You have to fight for yourself. You have to talk for yourself. I did what I had to do for myself, for my family. You have to step up and be strong. You can't want to now start saying, "Oh, that girl, she talks so good. I want her to talk for me." No, I can't do that. All right, I have to protect myself and my family as well. Okay. So, again, to the people reaching out to me, asking me how to do the GoFundMe, blah, 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 I can create a tutorial. I can go on GoFundMe website and I can show you exactly how to write the story, where to put the picture, what to do, how to promote it, how to market it, whatever. I'll put up a YouTube tutorial and you can go look at the video and learn how to do it. And that is the best that I can do. Okay? So with that being said, I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to end my live there. The next video that you do see me post actually is going to be my little cousin, and she's this is the only person that I'm actually going to share something for, because this is my family. Okay? And my cousin is trying to get help for her son to leave Grenada and come to the U.S. to get a medical examination, because he's not doing well. So I am going to share my cousin's GoFundMe, and I'm going to share my cousin's son's story, and that is about it. Okay? Other than that, if I ever see any other GoFundMe links, like if you ever want me to reshare, like how people was like resharing and reposting, I can do that. But please do not ask me to, you know, like take on the story as though it's like my story and I'm fighting for you, and you know, because that's not fair. It's not fair to me, and I cannot tell the story the way you could tell the story, because it's yours, and I'm not gonna get caught up into, you know, next thing you know, the money doesn't go where it's supposed to go, and then people are calling my name saying that I shared a bogus story or whatever the case is. You understand? I was real and I shared everything real that was happening with me. You have to do the same thing for yourself. You have to do the same thing. Everything real that was happening with me. You have to do the same thing for yourself. You have to do the same thing. Everything real that was happening with me. You have to do the same thing for yourself. You have to do the same thing for yourself. I used to say deuces. I'm getting hungry. I'll see you guys later. I'm so happy TikTok Live is back. Bye bye. I always forget how to exit the TikTok Live, you know.